All right, physics. This is Mr. Moore. I'm going to do a quick overview of the metric system. Okay. Now, the metric system is different from what we're used to, feet, yards, all this. The metric system, for the most part, is based on powers of 10, units of 10. Okay. And it makes it a lot easier to use. But before we get to that, we do need to talk about the International System of Units, which is the SI, and their quantities, the name of the unit, and the abbreviation. There are 7 of them. So here you have mass is in kilograms. Now you're going to note everything else, or these others, are just 1 unit, but this is in a thousand of something. That's the only one like that. The mass is in kilograms. It's abbreviated kg. Length is in meters. It's abbreviated m. Time is given in seconds. Just S. Don't worry about the exponent there. Temperature is in kelvins, not Celsius or Fahrenheit. Okay? Kelvin, K. The amount of a substance, those of you who have taken chemistry will recognize this, is a mole. Okay? And it's abbreviated MOL. Electric current is in amperes, or what most people call amps. A. Luminous intensity, how bright something is in candelas, and that's CD. Okay? So these are the 7 physical quantities and the name of their units. All right? Now, when you look at the metric system, it's based on prefixes. Here, the base unit is here. Okay? Try that again. Base unit. There we go. Sorry about that. Now, let's say the base unit is liters. Well, a deciliter would be 10 to the first liters. A kiloliter would be 10 to the third liters. A teraliter would be 10 to the 12th liters. Going the other direction, a centiliter would be 10 to the negative 2 liters. A microliter, this is the Greek letter mu, by the way. A microliter would be 10 to the negative 6 liters. Okay? Meters. And it shows how to go back and forth between them. You do need to have a reference for this somewhere to know where to find it. All right? Tera, giga. Most of you, anybody who's spent any time around computers gets mega, giga, tera, and it goes beyond that, but we're not going to do that. Now, if you go down the other direction, this is where you start getting to like the radius of an atom or somewhere like that. Okay, it's 10 to the negative 15th. I think it's pretty close to it. So that's that. Now, let's actually do a couple of conversions. Now, we've done some things this year, but we're going to use the unit conversion method to do 4 times 10 to the 5th kilograms, changing it to grams. So here, put what you have, 4 times 10 to the 5th kilograms. And now we want to change it to grams, so we are going to have kilograms down here and grams up here, right? Now, you can do it different ways, but the easiest way is to put the 1 for the larger, and then the smaller is going to be 1 times 10 to the 3rd. Kilograms cancel. Multiply and divide your coefficients, or your beginning numbers. 4 times 1 divided by 1 is going to be 4. And then 10 to the 5th times 10 to the 3rd is 10 to the 8th. And that's grams. All right? Now, this one's a little different. There's a negative there, and it's skipping through the unit. Well, let's take a look at something. You're going from milli to kilo. Well, how far is that? That's negative 3 to 3. Well, how much distance is it from negative 3 to 3? It's 10 to the 6th, right? Okay, so let's go back and let's look at this problem. Let's Let's write it out. 7.2 times 10 to the negative 3 milliliters. Now, you're going to have milliliter. We're going to do it twice, okay? We're going to do it once, stopping at the unit, and once skipping over the unit. You're going from milliliters to liters, okay? And if it helps you with liters, you can put the uppercase L. Okay. So 1 liter is 1 times 10 to the third milliliters. All right. And then we're going from liters to kiloliters. Well, 1 kiloliter is 1 times 10 to the third liters. Liters cancel. Milliliters cancel. 7.2 times 1 is 7.2. Divided by 1 times 1 is 7.2. Now, 10 to the third times 10 to the third is 10 to the sixth. All right? So now you have 10 to the third divided by 10 to the sixth, which is going to be 10 to the ninth, or 10 to the negative ninth. Okay? Now, let's go back and do that one more time. But this time, I'm going to skip the base unit. There. Now, we're going from milliliters to kiloliters. Now, I know 1 kiloliter is 1 times, well, how far is it again? Well, let's go back. It's going from negative 3 to 3, so that's 6. And it's smaller, so you know it's going to be 1 times 10 to the negative 6th. Or 1 times 10 to the 6th, pardon me. It's larger, so it's got to be positive. I apologize. Because the kiloliters are obviously larger than milliliters, it's going to be 1 times 10 to the 6th milliliters in 1 kiloliter. I apologize for that. Now, you skipped over the base unit. We didn't have to mention it. As long as you're careful, you can do that. Now, 7.2 times 1 divided by 1 is 7.2. And again, 10 to the negative third divided by 10 to the sixth is 10 to the negative ninth. And that's in kiloliters. Last one, hours to seconds. Okay, this is not too tough. This one we're actually going to need a calculator for, but that's okay. So let's start by putting what we're starting with, 3.2 times 10 to the 7th hours. And I want to change that to seconds. Well, I know that 1 hour is 3.6 times 10 to the third seconds. 1 hour is 60 minutes. 1 minute is 60 seconds. 60 times 60 is 3,600, which is 3.6 times 10 to the third. Okay? Now, 3.2 times 3.6. Bring up a calculator. $11.52. Okay, so let's get rid of a little room here. 11.52, right? Okay, so 11.52 times 10 to the, well, 10 to the 7th, some 10 to the 3rd is 10 to the 10th. 10 to the 10th seconds. Problem is, this isn't in scientific notation. And also, we are not at significant digits. Sig figs, we should have 2. So we're going to make this 1.2. That 5 rounds out 1 to a 2. times 10 to the 11th seconds. Remember, if you move it this direction, it makes that bigger. 1.2 times 10 to the 11th seconds. Please feel free to go back and look at this as often as you need to understand things better. And make sure you do the assignment that is attached to this. Have a good day.